Yes, that's right, we're back with another video. And today I'm pretty excited to be here at Longgrove Skate Park near Epsom. Now I've had a few requests to do a video on warming up, and I've never recorded one before, so I thought I'd run you through my warm-up routine, and then we'd get and do a bit of skating on this 3-foot mini ramp. So the first thing I do is I just warm up the ankles, and to do that I write my name with my toe, and this is a little thing I stole off Andy Anderson. I saw a video on him doing it back in the day. So I do Jonathan, and then I go for Bishop, and this also gives me a chance to balance on one foot as well, which sort of warms up this part. So I'll do that on the other side. Throughout this video you can play along at home if you want to get a feel for this warm-up, sort of starting at the bottom and then go to the top. Now prior to this warm-up I've done a bit of walking up to the skate park, got the blood flowing. It's also rained a bit overnight, so I've done a bit of mopping out on the ramp. So that's the ankles feeling pretty good. Next thing I tend to do is just squat down, just see if I can get the legs. You should hear a bit of crunching from the old knees and ankles. And I'm trying to just get my buttocks down near my heels as much as possible, and then back up. Then I can repeat that a few more times. And what I'm eventually looking to do is I'm looking to get down into the seated position without using my hands, and then get up from the seated position without using my hands. So on the first one, just to ease the strain, I'm going to use one hand just to get back up. And then on this one, I can go for the full down with no hands, and then back up with no hands. And you might fancy giving that one a go at home, because it can be deceptively tricky. When I started rehabbing my knee, there was no way I could get near to this down and up with no hands. But now we're sort of back in the zone, and I can manage to make it reasonably well. So that's feeling a bit warmed up down there. I also like to do a few little calf raises, and to get a stretch through the front of the body, I can put my arms up in the air and do those too. Next one I like to do is just a big quad stretch. I find my quads get really tight during skating. So again, this is another balance on the 1 foot job. And I can just pull this foot back so it's touching my bum. And then just to make the stretch even better, I can push my hips forwards and also bring my shoulders back. And I can feel that really stretching through the front there. And do that on both sides. I always find that one side is a little bit easier than the other, and another side is always a little bit more tight. So I can do those two, and then it's a case of doing the hamstrings. So for that one I just spread my legs apart, and I just get down and just touch the floor. And before I do that, I can breathe through nice and deep, and then as I come down, just breathe out. Over the years I've done a bit of yoga, and I like to do a bit of yoga before the session, but I also like to do yoga sessions when I'm not going to be skateboarding. And I've just found that sort of helps me just stay loose and stay limber, so I can start to come across, grab my toes, keeping my legs straight. Then I can also keep one leg straight and bend into the other one, come across. And after a bit of time, I can then put my feet back together and just do a touchy toes. And then also if I breathe in, breathe out, I should be able to get down nice and low. And that really gets the lower back sorted. Maybe a few more squats. I quite like this position as well, where you've got the elbows pushing the legs out, the feet are flat. Try and get the bottom to touch down on the heels. Another one I could do if I was wearing pads is sort of do the pseudo knee slide, so I could come into this position and then hinge backwards and sort of see if I can sit my bottom down on my heels. And that sort of gives me a good indication if it's going to be a good day for knee sliding or not. Another one I really like to do is just to put my foot forwards and then just come down, and that really starts to open up the groin. Oh my gosh. And I can do that on both sides. I'd usually hold these a little bit longer than I'm doing, but I'm just mindful of keeping the video flowing. So I can do those two. There's another variation of that, which is just to keep your leg on the outside of the hands. Push through and look up. And I can do that on both sides. I can also enter into a downward dog at this point. So just legs back, head between the arms, and then I can paddle my feet trying to get my heels to the floor. And all the time I'm doing this, I'm not being too judgmental on myself. I'm 51 years old, so not going to be the most supple, and every day's a little exploration. Some days can be better than others. I reckon today's sort of feeling pretty good, but fairly medium. I'm not feeling massively flexible. So that was a downward dog. I like to do the upper body as well, so I can do some tricep stretches. I can just keep my arm alongside my head, look up with my head, bring my hips forward, and I can do that on both sides. I can also do some stretches I do for guitar as well, which is just the shoulder. Pull that one across and the shoulder there. I can also push my hands out as if I'm stopping traffic, just gently pull back on the fingers. I can invert that one as well. And I can also do that one. I can increase that by bringing it up top above my head. And I can also bring that one behind. I would do that one, the classic old footballers, over to the side. Wow, and that's feeling pretty good. Run on the spot, a couple more squats. I'm ready to warm up on the board now. So what I usually like to do is a bit of a rock fakie to tail stall, just to get a feel of the transition. I haven't skated this ramp for a long while, and I've only ever skated it once, and it's a little bit steeper and whippier than it looks in the video. Just get a feel for it. Try and keep a reasonable technique, try and keep my knees bent. You can hear I'm starting to get a bit puffed. Usually like to try and do this 10 times, but I haven't been counting, so we'll keep going until it feels like it's time to stop. Oh, a little bit of puff, maybe a few more squats. Lower back starting to release a bit. So next thing I like to do is the rock to fakie rock. Again, just try and keep a reasonable technique, try and keep the wheels clear on each side. That's the thing I like about skateboarding. It's a bit of a cardiovascular workout, even on the smaller ramps. But it certainly beats going for a run. Woo! Oh, that's feeling pretty good. Okay, next thing I like to do is go for a few axle stalls. So just get up on that coping, feel out the lock-in. And she feels pretty good. Actually quite slidey. Maybe go for a fakie one. Another fakie one, a bit better. Yeah, that's better. Oh, maybe a front side axle stall. Oh! So at this point, the last thing I usually like to try and do is get a 50-50 grind going. And that will complete the warm-up. See how that feels? Yeah. Okay, so we're done. So at this point, I usually decide what sort of session it's going to be. Am I going to start learning a new trick? Or am I going to consolidate and start trying to relearn some old tricks? Or am I going to go for a fun session or a progression session? I think I've already got it in my head that I want to make that front side axle stall. That's already irking me that I missed that. So that might be the first one I'm going to do. And I think after that, because it's been so long and my knee is feeling pretty good, I might just try and put together a run and get as many tricks together as I can. That's going to be the way to do it. Let's see if we can get this front side axle stall in the bag. There we go. So that completes the warm up, and I'm going to start working on a few tricks, see where this leads me. I think the first protocol will be this long 50-50 grind, and then maybe into something here. Who knows? I'll see you on the other side. that's the end of that. Well, that's it for this video, and that was a lot of fun. Just to reiterate, I started with my ankles, and then I did my calf stretching, and then I did my squats, got nice and low on those, and then I did my trying to get back up from the squats. Let's see if I can still do that after a session. So back down, and then straight back up. Feels a bit easier now I'm warmed up. And then I did my big stretches of the quads, and I came down and I did my hamstrings. Also got down into the downward dog, which is great for the hamstrings. Just to reiterate, the yoga's a really good thing I've found over the years to incorporate even on days when you're not skating. And then I tried a few of those sort of more hardcore stretches on the groin, that one that comes down like that, the one on the outside. And then I did my upper body stretches. So I don't think there's any right or wrong here. And also everybody's different, everybody's built differently, different anatomies, different ages, and different physical abilities. So I think just doing a bit of stretching has helped me avoid the crazy run out, or something going pop because I'm running out from cold. I think also it puts me in a better position to not have to bail because I'm a bit more bendy and a bit more supple. So let me know what you think of stretching and warming up in the comments below. If you've had any previous experience, I'd love to hear your thoughts. As ever, my name's been John Bishop, and I'll see you next time.